Dolgoff. Um, Okay, hey, it's Dylan Dolgoff and Karen Stones and Digging Holes. And the class today is the second part of a class with Par from Sweden. And he's going to do a continuation of the last class. So we're pretty excited about that. So anyway, go ahead, Par.
Thank you for that. And well, let's just say hello again. And I'm Per Henriksson. Actually, I'm Per Torbjörn, and Henriksson is my family name. Let me share my screen. Wow, we have us here in the middle. And I will repeat my greetings. Last time I had my documents a little bit more sorted in order, but I will do my best to flip around among them. And here's my greetings text. And today, well, you can read this just for yourself, and please, Bridget, you will have your microphone just open and feel free to jump in. We'll try to have a flowing conversation if the opportunity comes. Today I will focus a little bit on well, I am and I'm in me, my own honor, myself, because what I have here down in the bottom is something I am interested to make promotion for, and I think many people will ask you, especially authority, if you understand. And the standing is what you say that will be called upon you from witnesses as fact or evidence. If you say anything, and one of the questions will be if you understand, and then you will be under someone else's authority. So understanding, and actually from the honor culture of my forefathers, I come more and more to realize and see this connection. It's quite much more than you think of, and most will have so it associates to the thing I tried to mix into my conversation last time. And from the planning, it turned out to the layup, the way I presented everything. It came a little bit on the corner about the two eternal kind of struggling forces, the creators and the destroyers, or the honor people and the deceptive or deceiving ones. So here I'm focused on understanding. Also, it says all rights reserved here, and I might point it out that means I will serve what is right, but it also means I take possession of my rights, and I serve it for myself and my own best interest, instead of understanding someone else, standing under someone other's system and obey as a willing slave. I have the symbol of Ouroboros here, and in much it should actually be viewed maybe as part symbol for the rolling year. And there are some standard explanations about the Ouroboros, but one seldom told is that he speaks himself into existence, and that's kind of if you're a deceiver, if you're one that wants to use language but make someone believe you or follow you willingly, but maybe give things to you without consideration of true, honest acceptance, you might want to engage a lot in the spoken word and be deceptive, like construct your own little system and say, for example, in my system, understand is very clearly defined, and you stand under me. That's the quite meaning, but I will hide this meaning somewhere for you to have it difficult to chase it. Maybe that's what I will show here. I actually would enjoy to have, never mind. The difference between understanding versus understanding. That's something I will tie in a short moment. And let's see what else I had here for us. Yes, I will go back to this document and the summary of last. I had well, yes, it's good luck. I have some structure from last time. And before we'll start today, I wish everyone to honor the beneficiaries of today, which is first and foremost Bridget Lindolgoff. You will find her and her on her webpage, her Patreon link to be able to go there and support her and her efforts to be around here and share a lot of interesting and important topics with us. Pentti Kaupala, he renamed himself Bengt Hampton. I showed some internet pages from his last time around 2 weeks ago. And may he rest in peace. He has been on the other side for some time now. And let's see maybe if it was really in the front first. No, it was not. I had a little bit of the summary of my it probably went downwards a bit because, well, yeah, it's gone. Last time we focused a bit on I have my handwritten summary. Maybe it will help me a little bit, but yeah, we focused on the union of three, and also the unknown exists within the known, and the word. That's how we construct the unknown, and our word for it is so natural and quite clever if you think about it, because we use the word known to put on the things we don't know, that we examine and that we investigate. So the word unknown contains the known, and also the three aspects that is a quite powerful method and system to use to keep as a tool to make yourself more skilled and use to learn things more for your own benefit, because learning is actually the activity how you manage and how you orient and spend your time around your lifetime here and in the environment and all what's associated with it. Its aspects. Also last time I talked about my Norse mythology and gave some samples from our Norse sagas. Bridget, do you remember I explained what the word saga, it's an Icelandic saga, what it actually means in Icelandic? Do you recall maybe?
No, I do not recall.
So that's a great chance for me to repeat. And saga, actually, I can maybe take a little space on my document here to. Here are the words of the three aspects described in the Norse sagas. And saga, as I write here, is comprised of two parts. Is the sa, and it's very close to say or speak. And after that comes the part ga, which is quite close to old language spelling of our area. In contemporary time, we will have a umlaut, a change of the vowel. It's a double vowel, it's a long A. And this is, in English, quite simply go. So what you say will go on. So your sacred memory in your tradition and in your wisdoms from your culture and your forefathers, this word will be translated into history if we go into the English context of things. So saga is the word they still use, and in Sweden we would say saga. We would think like in the English world. In the English language, in the English context, saga is like the fairy tales or the stories of the way back times with the kings and his kingdom and the daughter and the knight on the white knight, the knight on the white horse, and all those things, and on to mythology and so on. So this is lost in the Eastern Norse Swedish language of the North language family, but in Iceland, the western outermost part, and it actually contains an ancient kind of Norwegian dialect still in use and still very close to the how the Norse languages, the Danish tongue was spoken some 1,000 years ago. I'm rambling along a little bit too much, because here we have what saga is, and we have the three birth maidens from the Norse mythology, and I took some time to explain last time that Urd in contemporary Swedish is ord, and that's quite close to word in English, and that's what it most likely means. But it's also the stem, or the stem of a tree, or the history. But the tree, of course, should have the roots in the ground, and I talked last time about the world tree. It is named as an ash tree in the Norse mythology, named Yggdrasil, and it has the knowledge, the fountain of knowledge, or the well spring where knowledge spring up next to its root. And the world tree actually is a symbolism or coding knowledge and information. It's suitable for your ancestors, your forefathers, the image of your forefathers and your cousin cultures around you in the lands of the neighboring area of the world you live, as well as the Earth axis of the tilted Earth, our globe, that will give us the seasons, and quite keenly you will observe. Of course, the polar star is fixed, and actually, if you observe the path of the sun over the seasons and the moon, you can actually kind of get a visual image by studying a kind of you can kind of find the let's break out like this. We can kind of find the three planes, or the Earth axis and the planes of the sun and the moon, how they sometimes will intersect. And the intersection could become, of course, sun or a moon eclipse. And let's check the symbol of Ouroboros again, just briefly. And actually, a common position in the astronomy is it's called either the dragon or the snake, and it's a star constellation very far and wide that kind of spreads almost a full circle around, but it cuts in two places. It's where the Earth plane and the sun plane will be equal, and nothing is precise in astronomy. There is no such thing as exactly half the year the Earth will be on one side of these, because it's like, well, if I will hold, here is the sun axis and here's the Earth axis is different. We will see the cutting position, and we will have the orbits. It's an actual ellipse, and these positions is the spring and fall equinox, when the days are equal. Then that's actually quite natural if you think about it. But that's how you will find actually the planes are equal, and that's why the sun will rise in east and set in west, and the days will be equal long. I hope I don't make a mistake now, because it's some time I didn't repeat my knowledge in astronomy. But that's the position where the star constellation Dragon, or the snake, will cut, and many times that's called the pin, the pin needle pin position or something, and it's not too uncommon with the moon and sun eclipses in those events of the year. So now we will see if we go to to the thing I missed out a little bit on last time. I was kind of here is a little repeat on the three sacred birth maidens of the Norse mythology, Urd, Verdandi, and Skulder, and they describe the past, where you come from, and your history, and the word carries actually from the knowledge, the wellspring or the fountain of knowledge of your forefathers is carried by the word, and Verdandi is like the spirit of the being. That's how the word still means in Scandinavian languages. And Skulder actually means shoulder. I feel maybe, Bridget, you feel the repetition here from from last time to connect up again. Skulder means your shoulder, and that's how kind of the burdens you carry on life is kind of like it's a good imagery for it, and it's a powerful way to image the future from your shoulders, and how you carry on your life with what you do in the spirit of now, and with the knowledge of your ancestors in past time that they deliver to you as your customs, traditions, and wisdom. So what I missed out last time, let's see, because I wrote a little bit in my document from last time. So yeah, maybe it's just skip that one, and I'll go into my other documents to check them. We will watch some images, and since I heard before, Bridget, you were kind of you liked some of the imagery here. We'll maybe have a little bit more flowing discussion or flowing talk about them. And I will repeat from the honor system, and I can take it like a little bit of kind of rambling, ranting improvisation here. What's the relevance and what's the importance of honor system and a deceptive system? And last time I'll take it the short one variation this time. Here in the book Morals and Dogma from Albert Pike, how they deem us not worthy to have the gift of the greatest wisdoms. They are kind of jealous to keep it to themselves. And he says here, Masonry, like all religions, all the mysteries, hermeticism, and alchemy, conceals its secrets from all except the adepts, sages, and elect. Maybe you see we have three aspects conveyed here too. They will divide themselves into three, and use false explanations and misinterpretation of its symbol to mislead those who deserve only to be misled. And that's in some aspects maybe you can understand him or them. Sometimes we feel we meet lessers in life, but really maybe we more or less look down on upon ourselves in judging others. Who are we to say when we don't walk in the shoes of another man? How are things for him? Manly P. Hall on the same kind of topic from his book The Secret Teaching of All Ages. And it's in a section I spoke a little bit more before, but here comes, hence, he who seeks to unveil the secret doctrines on antiquity must search for that doctrine not upon the open pages of books which might fall into the hands of the unworthy, but in the place where it was originally concealed. And let's try to have me back here, and maybe Yes. Why don't you show your pretty face if you want? Because I'll spend some time to talk about honor and about hi. Wow, I'm not alone. That's so great to see you.
You're not
Uh,
alone. I'm
well,
just I'm relaxing and listening.
as they say, we die alone, but well, there's not too much to speak about now because we have also a purpose to fill. And I'm trying to. Last time my document was more in good shape to present it, but it's a little bit about it. What we talked about last time, I had it one time again here in repetition. But also what I missed out, but had planned to talk last time was about the importance and why is it relevant with the two different systems. Many will after getting the hunger to learn things in life, maybe they found themselves how to learn something in a quite different way from what they believed or have been taught, and they start to realize things more from it feels self-evident for them, and that's the much more closer to truth. After some time we come to trust people, but then we start to see maybe there is some little piece that makes us doubt the reason why we get so much interesting and valid information, but it seems to stop somewhere. It seems to not be able to go and really offer something. And in my case, I quite often could hear, well, when we are small, we will hear from the Bible about the deceivers or the usurpers or all these words. And I come from Swedish, my Swedish mother tongue. I would like from very early age, I could grasp and pick on those small things. But then when we walk through life, we see actually how almost all the system all the time gives us only at best a little bit good knowledge, never quite really good knowledge. So in older ages, when these so-called you kind of get interested in so-called conspiracies. Conspiracy theories is the enemy's way to name it. You kind of realize that there are the kind of builders or the good ones and the destroyers or the so-called bad ones, and it's mentioned as an quite self-evident truth that this fight has gone on forever, and it will likely go on forever. And there is in biology, I studied biology in university for teachers education to have biology as a subject in school. The ages that I taught was 10 to 15 years old. That's all the way up for high school in the American system. And in biology, if you think about it, and actually if you would research, you will see that more than 80% of all animal or non-plant organism, more than 80% of them are more or less full-on parasites. And that's kind of, they only take resources and never give back. And in some sense, actually, the human in our own system of farming and husbandry of plants and animals is kind of, are we really quite free from it ourselves? That's maybe something to think about. If I would then go to use the language of honor, or the builders, the one that wants to create and do something good, and also maybe share and be generous and open. From the region where I am, the normal man in society, in the agriculture and craftsman society, not the so-called noblemen. In our part of the world, we have a kind of extreme trust factor, where anyone stranger will actually be accepted, just no questions asked, to partake in society, for everyone to work hard. In the 5 months we have growing season, and the 7 month we need to be prepared to have food for the animal and ourselves when it's not growing season. So we have kind of extreme living circumstances in our region, the way we have to survive it. So, and the flip side of this extreme strong trust in strangers from the get-go is that if you do not really pick up on the social code, that you're expected to deliver equally much as the trust you gave. You just got this trust thrown straight in your arms. Great trust here, straight in your arms, and the bargain is that, well, that's very valuable. We allow you straight in. Now you really have to work hard, as all we others do, for each other, for the survival. And that's kind of, yeah, I will let go of some of my most strong revelations in older age, in older years of my life. I happen to come to be associated with a amateur free researcher of this archaeological site with erected stones. I talked about it last time. And I had some skills and education in science and math and my own, both musicality and I always liked math in school, and I could handle quite well to enjoy the exercises of skill of thinking around math and science. And I was blessed in many ways from my parents to have us, all the family, out in the nature a lot. So I was very familiar with spending time outside in the forest, in the free nature, in collecting berries, mushrooms, or just leisure time enjoying and skiing and skating and lots of things. All the year I was familiar with the nature and what it had and what it was, and they taught my parents. It taught me more than school taught me about species, and even they were actually. They loved gardening, so they had a large garden, which they spent a lot of time. So sometimes you felt like a little support work team to be a child and engage in growing. But it of course you will get value from being to see everything from seed to harvest. And so in many ways, science, I both had it as kind of natural interest or natural talent from my family. And then I went on to teacher studies with math and science. So in biology, we can see this kind of clear destructive force in nature. They give nothing. The parasite or the destroyer, he actually will do anything to convince you that he doesn't exist. Still, you will always give to him anyway. So in other parts of the world, I have had some experience of meeting people from the Middle East region or other parts of the region. They are famous for being so-called, clan, what's the word they normally use? They will have, but the family and the clan is like number one in any situation, and almost the only first question you will have, what is your name or who is your relations? And they will never share anything for free with others, and that's kind of a very different social code structure. And back to my story is about how I got interested in the erected stone heritage archaeological site. In the system of the builders and the destroyers. So to build a monument like that, you will be interested in how you can make something, how you can create something. The destroyer system is most likely using exactly the same words. The more you encounter situations, you will see, like, most likely there are two Illuminatis, there are two Freemasons, there are two there are two of almost everything, and there will be one side that will go more towards the building side, and there's others they will go more towards the deceptive side, but they will use actually the same words, and they will almost both keep secrets in plain sight. That's the best place to hide secret, it seems. And this monument I came to study. After that, I came interested in rock arts, and let's view some of my pictures in a moment here, and to see about the interesting things that's tied and connected to all these traditions and what they actually try to give us as gift from our forefathers. I feel almost like I need, maybe let's go to these pictures and let's open up. Yeah, let's do like this. How about it? We can have share screen or something. No, we cannot, maybe. Well, for a short moment, maybe we could have some pictures. Here's this. Maybe we'll just start here, and here's a picture from my own studies of rock arts. And me and a couple of friends spend a lot of time. I have put some paper over it, and under these papers, I found these the contour of this this shape as a rock art. You can see up here. You see some other images of rock art, and a friend of mine. I showed the picture last year. I talked about him, but he discovered that actually the maximum size of these monuments are keenly crowned or keenly measured in exact positions. They will have a sacred measure, and he quite by chance discovered that most likely. Well, let's see if this picture is better. No, it's not better. Quality, but quite by chance he saw that the state regulation of the gasoline station put a notice on the gas pump, and it said crowned this and that date, and guaranteed from the public office for measurements, and they had made a visit to the gasoline station and to make a test to see how the counter or the meter of this gasoline pump, how accurate it was, because by law you cannot cheat the customers. It would become a kind of a dilemma if you say you get 1 liter, but in real you get only 0.9 liters. You lose 1 deciliter. So they will go around, and the word they use still today in professional measurement is they had crowned, or they had decided now this technical product keeps the standard what we allow to release for business people in between. And maybe back to one of these pictures here, the ancient rock arts. The man, my friend, he started to see that the erected stones, maybe I'll flip to some of these stones, the erected stones here in monuments, they actually have very specific positions, crowning measurements in a sacred, established, quite rigid and very strong, exact system in quite a remarkable way in many ways. So in these monuments, see if the other picture, yes, this is larger. Here's from this this site, and from the ground level, and actually this where I have my pointer here, this is a flat rock, very thin, only a quarter foot thin or something, and up here is like a little thing taken a way out from it. And actually the man making mapping of this site saw that when the equinox arrives, the sun is up in the sky and will shine into the middle of the ship inside here, and where will be positioned a quite carefully pointed stone in the construction. That's kind of remarkable. So let's go back to one of these. It's this stone here. In the spring and fall equinox, the sun, when it's in the middle of the day, will send a ray through that little cutout of the top on the stone, and it will go into a position of a stone here marking actually this will be the same equivalent to the height above the polars, above the equator. So going back to, maybe let's see what I have about rock art, and let's see what the quality of the picture is. I hope it will be at least good enough for viewing. Here we have one of these documents, and now in this rock art, we have numerous of it in Scandinavia. They most likely show us their world order, and they will also leave clues and keys about things very, very important and sacred for them. I kind of run with the idea that this document, this ship under here, and the symbol of the ship is like the floating of time, or floating of the cycles in nature. And in my estimation, it's actually 19 marks up here. And the marks up here in the bigger ship is 33 for sure. And the numbers of 19, not only like in the Quran of the religion of Islam, the Muslims will see that their Quran, their holy book, is divided into 19 chapters. And 19 is one of the feature numbers for the moon, for the simple reason there are two cycles. One is called the Saros cycle, and the other is Menton cycle. And there is 18.6 years between the moon returns to the same phase in the sun calendar. And equally, 33 is the number in the sun calendar for the sun to arise on the same date of a date of a year in the same exact position, the same angle. It takes 33 years. Among one of the many features we normally meet is we have the leap year, and every 5 years we match in extra day in February to compensate for the variation of it's not exact days. You can count the full sun year. There is a fraction of a day that makes this variation of the sunrises for different years. The same date will kind of wander off a little bit in the precision. So the number 33, and that's the number given in the New Testament of the Bible, when the age when Jesus dies on the cross, 33. This rock art carving is most likely, if you study it very carefully, you will see a precise measurement marked in, and in a keenly interesting way. And you really study, when you visit a site like this, the archaeologists will not be happy, but you should actually feel with your fingers and the archaeologists have painted the carving down in the pictures in the stone they made. They painted it for more easy visual recognition of what is some carved element, but sometimes the archaeologists will say, no, this there you will use your fingers around here, and that's one of the reasons I made myself my own map of a rock art, because when I study it carefully, I will actually see there are more details possible to interpret. Maybe there is actually more intended, where the archaeologists will say, we're not sure, we will leave it outside the way we paint up how we for sure feel this what we can say for sure is present in this image. Over here, up in the upper part of this image, we will see a continuation of the motifs of the rock art, and actually a lot of these rock arts. Let's see if I flip over for another page here. If you come in the old world and you would actually make a large mound, you would shovel maybe so many cubic meters in a big earth mound that maybe is 2-3 meters high, and it's maybe 15 or 20 meters across, and you make it a nice shape. You actually made a legal claim to an area, and you would prove you were first here, and this pile here on the ground is clearly a proof of it. These rock arts is similar. If you really try to go back to their world, they will image this as we would print law books. This would be the written account of their law, and the most important factor, or the thing that will determine most important aspects of your life, is described by the word of law in Swedish. We say team. We are the team, we are the locals, and here is our year. They will actually depict different parts of the year, and the ritual to keep it in good tradition and in good customs, and the knowledge passes on, and everyone takes an equal share in supporting everyone. And these rock arts is actually more like a law-giving book, if you actually will care to think about it. Now I will make a lot of people disappointed from trying to go to scholarly sources and get something to read from them that would agree with what I tell you, and that's kind of the way it is in some aspects. Actually, the scholars are more or less the team of the deceivers, or they are guarding, they are watchdogs, barking and saying this is allowed to talk about, but shush, don't tell them anything that's self-evident for you that we don't agree. We claim this as our turf, and what we say is what will be allowed, otherwise come and fight with us. Yeah, let me invite you back, Bridget, for a little conversation. Maybe I will stumble upon myself soon in a second, and I can see what more pictures maybe could be here to view and talk about. I have a lot of nice pictures. These rock arts here. Here's a secret of mine, why the double square is kind of interesting. I can talk a little bit about it in a while. The double square actually hides the golden cut, or the golden section, in a very neat, beautiful way. I use it as a gimmick. It's kind of square and boring to be square, you know, square and fair and all these things. But square is actually a very precise and